How do you choose an app on an iPad to help your child learn to communicate? Keep watching to find out more. Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Speechy TV. In this week's episode, I'd like to share with you a way that you can choose apps for your child that are going to be helpful for them. Now, as you know, there are thousands and thousands of apps in the iTunes store. Now, some of them are great, some of them are not so great, and some of them are fun, and some are educational, and some are in between. Now, choosing the right one for your child from all of those apps can be really, really difficult. So here's a few things that you can do to make sure you choose an app that is going to work for your child. First things first, you're not going to find the perfect app. Let's put that on the table. There's probably going to be several that are going to meet your child's needs. So that's great. There's going to be plenty to choose from. The next thing is to decide what it is you want to get out of the app. Do you need it to be a communication system, a complete communication system? I'd suggest if you're going to do that to get the input of a speech pathologist who can give you some expert advice on how you can do that. If you're choosing an app to stimulate language, so to give you something to talk about with your child in a fun way, what is it that you want to do? Is it that you want to be able to have an interactive game? Is it that you'd like them to be able to do something on their own? Or do you have an educational goal, a learning goal that you might have for that child? So once you've decided what it is you want to get from the app, you can start having a look at apps. Now, a good place to start is to do a Google search for for iPad apps for helping my child learn to talk, and see if you can find any suggestions. There's plenty of sites that are reviewing apps for children with special needs now, so that can be a great way of narrowing your list down and finding out what other people have worked. Now, sometimes the good apps you have to pay for, and that's usually the way. You pay in one way or the other. Free apps are often not inclusive of everything, or they're filled with ads that might lead you on to buying something else. So sometimes it's worthwhile paying $1 or $2 or even $5 for an app that is really going to meet your needs. Now, but how do you choose an app when you have to pay and you don't know if it's going to be right? One thing that you can do is go to YouTube and Google the name of the app. And a lot of people are putting reviews up, including videos of how the app actually works, so you can get an idea of what might actually work. So that's a really great way. So there's a few ways to find out what other people have reviewed and see which ones are going to meet your needs. To see if you can find a video of what the app actually does, so you can see if it's going to be right for you. And then the third way is to download it and have a go, thinking about what it is you want to achieve. How would you use this with your child to achieve that goal? If it's about having a conversation, you might download one that allows interaction, like one of the Toca Boca apps, which are quite fun and kids tend to love them, and see what you can do with them. So with the Toca Boca apps, they're about, you can change the hair colour, you can make them do things, so it might be a really good way of stimulating language. So you can talk about the hair colour you might change, or the things that you might do with the characters. How do you choose apps for your child? I'd really love to know what strategies you use to make sure you get some apps that are going to be helpful for your child and not just a waste of time. Or do you have some apps that don't meet any educational or learning or communication goals, that are just there for leisure? And that's another really great thing that you can have with the iPad, is that it is for leisure. So let me know, how are you using apps on your iPad with your child? What strategies do you use to choose an app that works for your child? Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what's working for you, what's not, and I'm going to come back, I'm going to join in the conversation, leave you a reply. I really appreciate everyone that leaves me a comment, and I'd love to hear from you. I'll talk to you soon.